Hi everyone. So as we're getting into Christmas, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about prioritizing and just balancing our life and making sure that we are not overwhelming ourselves with things that are not beneficial to us or that are just not of Christ, and that we step back and just do a little bit of reevaluation when it comes into the year. And I just thought this was a perfect time to kind of talk to you about it, because as the new year starts, 2017, we can kind of allow ourselves to make some adjustments if need be and just start the year a little bit less stressful. There is this Mimi on Pinterest, and I love Pinterest because it gives me all these great ideas, but it's also one of these things that just makes you kind of try to reach these expectations that are just not going to happen, or just kind of sometimes belittles you because you think like, that's not me, I can't do that, and you kind of question your spot as a mom or as a friend or as a wife or whatever it may be. Anyhow, this Mimi, it says, and I'm going to read it to you, okay? So this Mimi, it says, all these moms are on Pinterest making their own soap and reindeer-shaped treats. And I'm all like, I took a shower and I kept my kids alive. Now, I am totally one of those moms who is just praising myself because I kept my kids alive without spanking them or grounding them or feeling overwhelmed or going in a little corner and rocking myself back and forth because I'm about to lose it. But this Mimi really spoke to me because I was just like, thank you. There is other moms out there like this. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you about this because I just feel like right now I am I'm a mother of 3 boys. Most of you know, 9, 7, and 3. And well, 9, 7, and 2, sorry. And my husband works nights, and in the evening time, I'm kind of like single mom in it. I am taking on a lot of the extra load. And it does seem a little bit overwhelming because my boys do a lot, or I do a lot. I volunteer at the boys' school. My boys have hockey. My boys have music. I have a 2-year-old. I have friends. I have to maintain stuff within the home. I have to take care of my husband, and just things start to overload. I also I'm also part of a MOPS organization, and I also help out at our church. So I just felt there was this moment where I just felt a little bit too overwhelmed, a little bit too consumed, and I was struggling with it. But I didn't want to share with anybody. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't really care to even ask for help or even to reevaluate what things I could possibly let go. Well, one evening I am at home with my boys, and my boys are on the side of the house and they are playing, and between the side of the house and a pool is a gate. Well, the gate was closed, and I go out there and I'm playing with them for a little bit, but then I come inside and I tell them, okay, it's time to come inside now. And I came back inside because I had stuff to do. I had things to take care of. I was just kind of feeling in that moment a little bit overwhelmed. Well, I hear the gate opening, and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to come inside. Well, I don't know how long, about 20 seconds later, my 7-year-old comes and stops at the slider, and he yells, "Mom, Micah's in the pool." And he's 2 years old. I ran outside and I'm scanning the pool looking to see where he's at, and I see a tricycle, and then I seen him. And he was in the water, and I didn't see where the water was at on his face, but all I seen was him kind of flapping his little hands and kind of like putting his little head above water. And I was looking at that as I was running, and I jumped in the pool and pulled him out. Praise God, nothing happened to him. A little bit traumatized, him and myself, and probably my 7-year-old boy. But we were okay that night. Everything was fine that night. No emergency trips or anything like that. I just held him, and we had a moment together, and I asked him, or I just told him, because we were holding each other, and I just told him, "You were scared, right? You were scared." And he looks at me and he tells me, "You're scared, Mom." So he realized that that affected me. It brought me to the realization that I needed to prioritize my life. That whatever was happening outside of my home, I needed to make sure that the inside of my home was okay, and that I was okay, spiritually and just emotionally. And I wasn't okay at that time. I had to let go of some things, which was a little bit frustrating and a little bit sad, because they're things that I did hold close to my heart. They're things that I did love to do. But I needed to let them go, again, for myself and for my family, because I felt like I could not give my all. So I did that, and I just kind of reprioritized my life a little bit more. And I feel like that's what we need to do if you are struggling, or if you're just feeling a little overwhelmed with things. Just take a moment and kind of, even though they may be dear to you, they may be things that you don't need to take care of right now. Or you may be able to just put it on somebody else if somebody else is desiring to do that. And I wanted to actually bring you to this scripture right here, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, it's actually in Exodus 18:17, 17 through 18. And it says, "Moses' father-in-law replied, 'What you are doing is not good. You and these people who come to you will not only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone.'" The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. Now, this is basically Moses' father-in-law, Jethro. He was coming over to Israel, and this is basically when God had brought Israel out of Egypt, saved them, and at this time Moses was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I don't think he knew it, but he was doing a lot of things, and he needed to basically delegate. He advised him to delegate these things to other people. And I just want you to think about those things. I now have my 7 and 9-year-old doing a little bit more things around the house that I didn't allow them to do before. Not because I didn't desire for them to do or didn't need them to do, basically because I didn't feel like they were capable, or I just figured, hey, I'm going to do this all on my own. But realizing that they're old enough to do these things, they can do that. I also needed to step down from a ministry that I loved, and kind of just, let other people do it as well. And I think that that's just an important thing, because you want to be able to encourage people to do these gifts and do what God has called them to do. And by you taking it on, you may be hindering them from doing something that they could do, that they're able to do, and that God has called them to do. So just recognize those things and realize those things. There's nothing wrong with finding a healthy balance and just meeting the needs of other people, because by doing that, you're also meeting the needs of yourself. You're also taking care of yourself. So before you get those moments, those frightening, scary moments that I had with my 2-year-old son, I hope you don't have to go through something like that before you come to the realization that my plate is full. I do not have anything else that I can put on this plate because I am just overwhelmed with so many things. Let's just step back, and if you're having those things, if you're struggling with things, if you just don't have a moment in time, think about things that you can possibly let go that will help you to become the person that you need to be, as well as possibly even helping other people becoming the people that they need to be. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you just find peace and balance in your lives, and just be able to prioritize a little bit more and find what's happy and what's able to make you continue your life daily with God's love and God's grace.